There's a pattern that I see over and over again in men between 25 and 55. Sleep changes first, then energy, then responsiveness, and almost no one connects those shifts until something that used to work automatically doesn't anymore. This video is brought to you by my HarperCollins published book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. If you're ready to quit porn and reclaim your life mentally and physically, go over to drtrishlee.com/book. What most people don't realize is that they're not actually falling asleep. They're forcing shutdown, scrolling until exhaustion, drinking to take the edge off, using stimulation to knock the system out. It feels like drifting off, but neurologically, it's more like flipping a breaker. Think of your nervous system like a city power grid. During the day, energy flows where it's needed. At night, the system shuts down certain zones, repairs others, and recalibrates demand for the next day. But imagine if instead of running its normal overnight maintenance, the city just flipped the main breaker off every night. Dark, silent, fast, but no repairs, no recalibration, no restoration. The lights go out, but the infrastructure never gets serviced. The next day, power still runs, but not reliably. Some areas respond slower. Some only work under the right conditions. Some flicker when demand increases. Some don't come online when they're supposed to. Nothing is completely broken, but the system is no longer dependable. That, my friend, is the difference between sedation and sleep. This is why the progression feels so confusing. Sleep changes first, then energy, then emotional responsiveness, and only later arousal. Because each stage shows up separately. People treat each one like they're a different problem. More supplements, more stimulation, more effort, more pressure. But pressure doesn't repair a power grid. The body doesn't run on intensity. It runs on rhythm. Your brain is constantly cycling through activation and restoration, regulated by networks that time sleep, energy, and responsiveness. Arousal, more than almost any other function, depends on precise nervous system timing. When those restoration cycles stop completing, when the brain stops recalibrating overnight, arousal doesn't fail. It becomes conditional, situational, dependent. This is what sexual arousal dysfunction, what I call SAD, actually feels like. You can still respond sometimes, but not predictably, not naturally, not automatically. Something that used to be spontaneous and beautiful now requires the right conditions. And frankly, that's exhausting because it makes you monitor yourself instead of simply living in your body. And this is the part almost no one talks about. The quiet worry, the self-checking, the wondering if something is permanently wrong, the pressure that makes everything worse while you're trying to make it better. But what if nothing actually broke? What if the system simply stopped finishing its nightly repair cycle? This isn't fixed by forcing arousal. It's fixed by restoring the power grid. That means retraining how the nervous system enters the night, not knocking yourself out, not stimulating until exhaustion, but guiding that transition into sleep so that your brain can run its full repair sequence again. You don't need a stronger off switch. You need a better on ramp, a predictable wind down, less stimulation before sleep, letting the nervous system decelerate naturally. That's where recovery begins. And here's what people rarely hear: what improvement actually feels like. It's not dramatic at first. It's subtle. Sleep feels deeper, not just longer. Mornings feel more finished. Your baseline during the day feels steadier. You stop thinking about energy all the time because it's simply there, available. Then emotional responsiveness returns. Curiosity, interest, presence, and eventually, arousal stops feeling like something that you have to manage. It responds again, automatically. The way breathing responds, the way hunger responds, naturally. Recovery takes intention. But once the system is regulated, effortlessness returns. For some people, restoring rhythm on their own takes time because the brain learned a very consistent shutdown pattern. Retraining timing sometimes requires feedback, not just intention. This is where my Regulate First neurofeedback program can help, not by forcing change, but by showing the brain in real time what regulated timing feels like. It quiets excess noise, it stabilizes overactivation, and it retrains the patterns that coordinate sleep, energy, and sexual arousal. Nothing is forced. Your nervous system simply relearns the rhythm it was designed to run on. When sleep restores, the body responds. When rhythm returns, function follows. I want you to know nothing about this is a personal failure. It's a system that lost its timing. And timing, my friend, can be retrained. You don't fix the body by pushing harder. You fix it by restoring rhythm. All right, remember, control your brain or it will control you. I'll see you next time.